All right, I'm at the same spot as last video, just busting out another one that I've been thinking about. And this one, the title's gonna be something like, see it below, but something like, it's easier to be exceptional than it is to be perfectly average. I think that's perfect. And the idea here is that, let's say there's like 100 different things that the average person does. It's like, well, the average person, isn't gonna lay down in bed and sleep until 1 p.m. and be depressed, right? It's like, okay, well, like that's like the average. Like 90% of people are gonna be able to do that. It's like, but 10% aren't, right? And then let's say there's another thing. Let's say the average person is going to have a relationship that's reasonably successful. Let's say like 70% of people are gonna have that reasonably enough successful relationship. And then even in that relationship, it's like, okay, well, 70% of those relationships are gonna be, 90% of those relationships are gonna be reasonably, they're gonna maintain the spark for a long time. And 90% of those relationships, they're gonna go on enough dates. And 90% of the relationships are gonna have good chore distribution, okay? You'll notice we keep naming these properties, 90%, 90%, 90%. It's like, wait a second, if we name 100 of those things that the average person has, right? 100 of those things that the average relationship has, 100 of those things that the average worker has, 100 of those qualities, and we say 90% of people have each of these things, it's like, wait a second, what are the chances that you have every single one of those things, that you are the perfectly average person? Not you're exceptional in every way, but that you nail all of these basic things that almost everyone can do. Almost everyone can show up to work on time. Almost everyone can be reasonably conscientious. Almost everyone is, going to be able to hit their progression milestones, right? But that's the key thing is each individual thing almost everyone's going to be able to do. But when you look at them as a whole, the chance that one person is going to hit every single one of those things is like almost zero, right? It's 9/10 and then 9/10 again times 9/10 times 9/10 forever. So it's actually, the reason I'm thinking about this is because you guys have probably noticed, you've lived in the same world. You go around and you're going to notice pretty quickly that everyone's fucking crazy. They're all fucking crazy. Every single person's fucking crazy. And I'm losing my mind. I'm going crazy. They're driving me crazy. Because I can't figure out why everyone's fucking crazy. And I'm pretty sure this is why, is like, there's like 1,000 different things you can do that would be crazy, that you could be neurotic about, that you could be like too focused on, whatever it is. 100 different virtues that you can miss. And it only takes like 1 or 2 of these coming out in a bad way for it to be noticeable. Like, oh, this person's like fucking crazy. Like they just can't do their basic ass shit that everyone can do. So that's why everyone's crazy. It's like, okay, well, what is the solution here? Like, how do we make sure that we can at least reach that baseline of average? And this is going to tie back to the video theme. It's like, there's like 3 traits that you need to like get every single one of these nailed. It's like, you need to be critical, self-critical, highly self-critical, but confident that you can make the change. So like, self-critical just in a vacuum is like, I'm bad. It's like, okay, well, you're not going to make any progress, right? Without self-critical, you're like, I'm good. You're never going to make any progress because you think you're good. You're not going to change. You need what I did wasn't good enough, and it could be better, and I know that I can get that better. I know that the ideal version of myself is within reach, that I can get there, and that it's reachable, and that I'm that guy, I can be him. Even if I'm not him right now, I can be him. It's like this, the openness to change, the willingness to be self-critical, and then maybe a little bit of like, what happens to a lot of people when they hit this path, they're like, okay, I can be better. I know this wasn't good. What I'm going to do differently is I'm not going to feel anything anymore. They're going to come up with a really bad solution. Like a really, I know what I did wrong here is that I didn't make every single person I've ever encountered in my entire life extremely happy with me at all times, and I never failed them under any circumstances. That's what I did wrong. Sometimes people are going to come to the wrong diagnosis for what they need to improve, for what they did wrong and what they need to change, right? So that's like kind of the third thing is the wisdom, the discernment to figure out what it is that I actually need to work on, and then implement a plan to get you there. And the big problem too, if you don't have the discernment, is someone's going to say, I've tried. It's like, okay, what are the things you've tried? Yeah, I mean, like, oh yeah, I couldn't get my homework done. I tried. It's like, well, what are the things you tried? Well, I tried getting all the answers right. Sorry, like, what do you mean when you say that? It's like, well, like, I looked at the paper and I just like tried to get all the answers right on my first try. It's like, okay, that's not gonna work. It's like, well, I tried something else too. It's like, I tried like doing all the homework. Like as soon as, like, it's like you're gonna hear a bunch of solutions that don't make a goddamn like a sense. Like they're just like, oh, that's obviously not gonna work, dude. Like that's just not there's no foreseeable way that solution is gonna get you where you need to go. So those are 3 things. And those things, if you apply them to each of those missing virtues, then you're gonna hit that perfectly average real quick. But wait, here's the trick. This is the last trick of the video, the last little insight. If you have those 3 skills, if you have the self-improvement, if you have the discernment, if you have the willingness, it's like, wait a second, and you apply that to all those skills, you're not just gonna stop on the knife's edge of perfect normalcy, right? You're gonna keep going. You're gonna be exceptional. You're gonna be a great person. This capacity is, I feel, the defining kind of gap between whatever the fuck everyone is doing. And just to back up this thesis, because some people might not realize what I mean when people are crazy. It's like, holy fuck, dude. Google how many parents are screaming at their kids. That number should be 0, all right? If you're screaming at your kid, you're lacking in some virtue, okay? You're a fuck up. You've failed in your primary responsibility as a person. You know, how many adults are like beating their wives? It's gonna be, I think, like 10-20%. Like it's like, oh well, it was just a little hitty. It's like, you guys are so past the gates of hell. It's like, it's not just like in hell. It's like you're like 20 steps deeper, right? How many people are getting divorced? 50%. How many people are in marriages and they hate their wives? It's like another 60-70%. Like every relationship is doomed. Every relationship is failing. Your employees at work, nobody believes in what they're doing. Everyone hates their job. Everyone hates everything around them. It's just a cesspit of misery, right? Like, you know, it's just so obvious. Like, secret hint, guys, if you show up to work at a good time, you do what you're supposed to do, you do a little bit more than you're supposed to do, just like 10% extra effort, you're like the most important employee in the fucking tri-state area, okay? Like, oh my God, they're actually like doing their job like consistently, and they're like not crazy, they're not like totally completely insane. And give it a couple years, you'll get your promotions, okay? So yeah, I think that's the whole conceit of the video. Based and insightful pilled, okay? All right. Thanks for listening. All right. Hope you got something out of that.